I'm going to take attendance real quick, and Mrs. Gardner's here to observe me, and
I'm Miss Gardner.
so we're going to start with the quiz. So while I'm taking attendance, if you'll go ahead and shut your computers and get out a piece of paper, okay? Thank you. No, we don't have time to review.
They're like, they open, they're called the lights that were
Yeah.
I wasn't
Really?
here.
Action potential.
She said that's nice. These people that are on the play, I want you to go ahead and try to take the test. And then we'll probably let you guys do the test because you weren't here for the
Positive makes
presentation.
calcium.
You will be reading
calcium
that. You
last
will
time.
be doing a presentation on
That's
the yeah.
No, what is it? It's synaptic message.
All right.
And they bring them to the
Lily,
bottom.
Alabama,
It's used to
here.
If I ace it, do I have to like
Berkeley,
here?
Jocelyn, she's not here today.
I was here.
She was here.
Oliver,
Yeah.
Samara,
Here.
Fatima,
Here.
Sharon, Kristen,
Here.
Raylan,
I don't know.
If it's not
Nadalyn,
What are you gonna do?
Joy,
Wait, what?
here. She's good.
I got.
Shima,
It's not like
Blessing.
What are you gonna do?
Has anybody seen Blessing today?
I have.
I didn't bring tan, but I'm
She left, you think she left early? And Abby. Okay, I'll wait for just a minute for this. Okay, everybody have a piece of paper. Shut your computers, please. Should only have paper on your desk. No chattering. I'm being observed. We have to be really, like, good today. Say it now, Abby.
You're the best teacher ever.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you laugh?
Okay, let's go ahead and, we will do the quiz. Oh my goodness, there's a line, like always. Okay, first question, 4 points. Draw in detail and label a synapse.
Wait, how much do we have to leave? Only 4
Points worth.
So
So only 4 things?
Go out, make a synapse for me. And we will be grading this on Thursday. And we're going to go quickly on this because it's a short day and I have stuff to get through to make sure we're going on with the next subject. Passing out Jell-O cups, but don't eat them. We should be moving on to the next 3 or 4 questions. What causes the vesicles to fuse with the cell membrane? So what happens to the vesicle?
Oh, thank you. But I can't eat it.
Not yet. Third question, what's the general term for the molecules that are exiting the vesicle? If you know the actual name of it, remember there's different types of them. What do we call that comes out of the vesicle? We know it's acetylcholine. What is acetylcholine? And after those chemicals have been released from the axon, presynaptic cell, what do? Where do they go? Where does that acetylcholine go? And then when acetylcholine has completed its task, what happens to them? What can happen? There's a few different things that happen to the acetylcholine. So, draw and label a synapse. What's the action that causes the vesicles to fuse with the cell membrane? What is the general term for molecules like acetylcholine? After acetylcholine has been released from the axon, what does it do? And when these chemicals have completed their task, what can happen to them? Got 2 minutes. If you're done, pass your papers up. Lily, are you done?
Oh,
Okay, let's have your papers. Everyone's papers? Okay, since we are not grading these until Friday or until Thursday, I expect that you will think about these questions and look over the answers before Thursday. Okay.
I'm not saying wait for you to like already grade my so I can have it before it. So I can like say, do Connor's if that we're going over that, what you're doing today, and then finishing it up today, I'm not gonna be here. She said, you're not gonna see a quiz Monday. She kind of wanted to just have it.
Okay, yeah, I'll grade yours before you class. Okay, thank you.
I like Carolyn. My mom makes it for me,
Okay, this is what we're gonna talk about
No,
today.
they don't.
Does that look like
Roll
a
it
brain?
over. No, that looks like
It makes me uncomfortable.
Makes you uncomfortable. This is a dance company from the Netherlands. And they are in the shape of a brain. No, they have bodysuits on. They have bodysuits on. This is art. This was some photographer did this, and I just thought it was really interesting. Because this is where your personality is. This is where the person is in your body, right? It's in your head, right? That's the person you are. So what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to identify the major structures of the brain. We're going to discuss brain consistency and implications for injury or disease. That's why we have Jello cups. We're going to create a map of the surface of the brain. Okay? So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. How much do you think the brain weighs?
2 pounds. 5 pounds.
2 pounds, 5 pounds.
15 pounds.
15 pounds. Okay, anywhere from 2 to 16 pounds. That's what you guys have said. We're gonna find out.
You think mine?
I do not think you have a 15-pound brain. Babies' heads are heavy because the rest of the baby is small. Yes. The baby's head catches up with the body catches up with the head by age 3. Whoa. Okay? So let's find out some facts about the brain. Oh, another thing. How much water is in your brain? What's the percentage of water in the brain?
67. That's a good job.
67%. That's pretty specific. Anything else? 70?
same. Is it like 8?
Or 41.
No, it's 80.
70? Okay. Good answer.
It's actually like
How is it that?
Brain weighs 3 pounds.
Dang.
That's a moist, juicy brain,
Oh,
not a dry brain.
my brain is hyper dry, that's why I don't think.
The brain has 11 to 12% fat. It's the fattest organ in your body. Fattest organ in your body. Why is that fat? It's the myelin sheath, right? What do we call that? White matter. White matter. Your brain is 77 to 78% water. Now, you'll hear in a video that we're going to have, and you'll also see it on some other things, that the brain is 60% fat, and that's because they're measuring a dry brain after all the water's taken out. But the brain in your head right now is 11 to 12% fat and 77 to 78% water. You have protein in there, and you have a little bit of carbs in there. Perfect for Atkins diet, right? Eating brains. It's a good Atkins product. But you should not eat your brain. Or anybody else's brain for that matter. Okay? Yes?
If someone just had like a dry brain, is there a way for them to like figure out how much water was in the brain before it dried?
I don't know. I don't know. But this is the reason why hydration is so important, because that brain has that much. When I said something about eating brains, there are or have been people that did eat human brains when they, when they fought and captured the enemy. They thought eating the brain would give them the spirit of that warrior. What happened was sometimes those brains were diseased, and there's a disease called Carew, which attacked your own brain. So eating brains was not a good idea.
Your stomach can still digest it normally?
Do what?
Your stomach can still digest it normally?
Yeah, it would digest it, but it was diseased, and it, didn't look diseased.
Would you ever eat brain?
No,
What if you got paid like $100,000?
no. A brain produces more electrical activity in one day than all the cell phones in the world. That's how strong your brain is.
Oh no.
Your brain has 100,000 miles of blood vessels, which can go 4 times around the earth.
Why miles?
What?
Not like
That
a
is
weight.
in my brain.
Do what?
Why miles and not like a weight?
They just wanted to equate it to something that you could know. Like if I said it was 5 pounds or 2 pounds of blood vessels, what does that mean? Yeah.
I have a question. If I keep hitting my head, like, are my blood vessels gonna die?
Your blood vessels are probably fine, but we're going to talk a little bit about what happens to the brain. But we're going to have a discussion after Thanksgiving specifically on concussion, because it's so common, okay? And we want you to understand what's going on with the brain. Your brain is 2% of your body weight, but uses 20% of the energy. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. And your brain shrinks as you get older. I have lost 9.25% of my brain because of my age. I can speed that up, or that can be sped up by drug and alcohol abuse, by lack of nutrition, even things like lack of sleep can cause your brain to age.
There we go.
Once you pass 30, your brain starts to shrinking. And your brain has the consistency of tofu or Jell-O. That's the consistency. And this is a little firm. This Jell-O that I gave you in the cup, that's a little firm for your brain. Yeah, did you ever think your brain was that? The reason we think the brain is much more firm, like the brain I have back there, is because to study the brain, you have to preserve the brain. If you just took somebody's brain out and put it in, say, alcohol, because of all the water in it and fat, it's just going to disintegrate. So to study it, you have to preserve it. Yeah, so we can't actually study the brain in its real form unless, like, you're doing brain surgery and you're taking, brain tissue out and things like that. You can't study the human brain in its actual form. Okay? Now, the brain in its actual form is kind of gray and then covered in blood vessels. Okay. It pinks up. It's a little bit pinker in a live brain than somebody that's dead. Okay? Yes.
Are we going to lab with this?
Yes. We're going to talk about what happens to your Jell-O brain. So many things can injure your brain. Hitting your head. a very strong rotational force, like if you're in a car accident.
Like whiplash?
Your head's whipping around.
Is that like whiplash?
What?
That called whiplash?
Whiplash usually is this.
Like when you land in your back person.
Yeah. The rotational force is, imagine you're in, Nayland, everybody listen. Imagine you're in a seatbelt, right? And so this part of your body's not moving, but you roll your car. What's your head doing? Okay. What's your brain doing? Your brain's sitting there in a little bit of fluid, right? Surrounded by some tissues, and then your skull, your brain moves in there. Your brain moves in there. And some of those tissues are pretty tough and can actually cut into your brain. Okay? So the things that can happen, sound can hurt your brain. So what they found is soldiers who are very near an explosion will have injuries to their brain and they've never been touched except with sound. We're going to see a cool video. Do you guys remember when there was a big explosion in Beirut, Lebanon, because they had a fire and all that ammonium nitrate blew up? People that were miles away got brain injuries.
Like Chernobyl?
No, it wasn't Chernobyl, because that didn't explode. Beirut blew up. And I'll show you that video, and you can actually see the percussive force. Okay. So here's some things that can happen to your brain. If you get hit on the side, bonk, you can have a little injury there. So maybe a concussion, right? Just bonk. If the impact is strong enough and your head whips, my head goes in, somebody hits me and I go like this, I may have the injury on the opposite side of where they hit my head, where my head got hit. Okay, because I whipped my head and it smacked my brain up against the side of the skull. You can have what's called a contra coup injury, where you get hit on the head with something. You have an injury here, and the sound wave or the propagation wave moves through your head and smacks your brain up against the other side, and you end up with 2 injuries. So your brain, because of its softness, you can have traumatic brain injury, which is severe damage to your brain, being ejected from an automobile because you didn't wear your seatbelt. Even something like a very severe car accident, you may end up with traumatic brain injury. There's a lot of different things. Gunshot wound, traumatic brain injury. Bleeding. Your brain can bleed. You can hit your head or you have that force and your brain will bleed. Your brain can bruise. The problem with this is your brain is in a box of bone, basically, right? So what happens when you get a bruise on your arm? It swells, right? It swells and it hurts and you ooh and ah because the bruise seems to get bigger because the blood's leaking out. Well, you're in a closed case. So what happens when you bruise your brain or your brain bleeds is serious consequences because it's going to make your brain move, right? Because the brain is so nice and soft and squishy. You can tear the axons. We've been talking about the axons a lot. What happens if the axon's torn? Are we going to have an action potential? No. It's not going to work. We've just lost that cell. And it will eventually die. And if you see brain injuries on patients, the initial brain injury might be a bleed. A year later, they might have a hole. It's just a hole that's filled with cerebral spinal fluid because all the cells died and got cleaned up. The macrophages came and ate them. And then you have concussion, right? Concussion. So these are all things that happen because of our soft brains. So what I'd like for you to do is take your Jell-O cup.
I'm gonna eat it.
Not going to eat it yet. Just pick it up.
Oh man.
And shake it. Can you see how it's moving?
Oh.
Okay, now shake it really hard. Okay, stop shaking.
Oh,
So
wow.
imagine if somebody did that to a baby. You've heard of shaking babies?
Shaking baby
Oh, that's so
syndrome.
sad. That's what's happening to their brain. Okay, now I want you to take that brain and slam it down on the desk. So what's going to happen to that brain? Has your brain broken? Did you break your brain?
Yeah, mine broke. Mine broke.
So,
But it's not the
you have a skull fracture and a brain injury. Okay, so now try taking that brain and rotating it really fast like this.
You're dead.
So it's ripping and ripping. Okay, stop. How many still have an attacked brain?
Mine's still semi-intact.
Okay? Take your brain, drop it on the floor.
Why'd you throw it? She said
No, harder, Miss.
No, you drop it, you don't throw it.
That up.
Are you doing yours too? I'm getting
Oh,
jealous.
we're gonna give you your brain.
You want mine?
It's not.
So I came at the bottom.
No, it's not fault.
So now,
Now I got brain.
okay, so those are things that can happen to your brain with severe breaks. Now, I want you to open your brain.
I think I died.
Open your brain. And take your spoon and just push down on your brain.
It's like
Wait,
top
open
though.
it and take your spoon and put
Yeah,
it
take the back of your spoon and just push down on the brain.
it.
Can you deflect the brain?
Oh my gosh, it feels so beautiful.
It deflects the
Oh,
So what happens when you have a tumor in your head?
It pushes on.
It pushes on it and it deforms your brain. And again, it puts part of your brain where it does not belong.
My spoon fell on the floor.
Yes. Okay, so now, if you've got broken and battered brains, we're gonna go ahead and eat our brains.
Like, it was not to
You
do.
can't now.
Do what?
I'll never look at Jello the same ever
Yeah,
again.
you don't wanna
I can't even
right?
eat it.
Because it's a deformed, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're good, you have a hard head and you've probably got good neck muscles.
Oh, my run? No. Mine's
Brian.
died.
Mine is so good. It tastes like a sour.
No, the brain
Oh, I need to send my stuff. Okay, thank you.
What? It feels like
Here's the moral of the story here.
I can't eat it because I have to.
Some of you have battered and broken brains, right?
Yeah. Mine died. Yeah, yours?
I like 10 concussions.
No, I couldn't eat it no more. 10 concussions deep.
You have no brain, you have gobbled it up.
And some of you,
That's a
your
nice
brain
one.
stayed intact, right?
That's nice.
Here's the thing. You never know.
Thank you.
Okay, just hang on. You never know